Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. Great article here for you guys from Mike over at Light Reading. I will leave a link to it in the description so you guys can check it out. There's lots of great details and updates in this article, but one in particular that I wanted to cover in today's video because everyone is anxious and waiting for Auction 108. This is actually a very interesting one. So back in September of last year, 2023, Mike Sievert was at a conference. I forgot which one it was. I didn't look at the script from Seeking Alpha, but he was at the conference, and he disclosed at that time that today we already have 50 million people covered with radios where we can instantly make use of Auction 108. So that's he states within 2 days. It's probably going to be a little bit longer than that. I mean, you got to optimize, you got to do all that. I've told you guys that in the previous video. But he's pretty much saying here, he can cover 50 million pops almost immediately with them getting the clearance to Auction 108. But what wasn't discussed at that time is the Auction 108, all of the licenses, I think it's 7,156 that they own because they bought them, that covers a total of 81 million pops. So there's another 31 million pops that they would need to cover with 2.5 radios to make use of that license. Now, here's where it gets interesting. We don't know if T-Mobile will fully build out midband in all 31 million of those pops. I'm assuming the first 50 that was already built out in the regular build out plan of 2.5. So they didn't spend any extra capital. Those, maybe some of them are new sites, but I would anticipate, and I would take a strong guess, that those 50 million pops were a part of the regular merger upgrade plans that started in 2020. Now, the next 31, that's going to be interesting. Does that mean that has to be new sites? Can those 31 million people be upgraded? I mean, be covered just by upgrades, right? So that's something that we have to discuss as well. And then the third one, is T-Mobile even going to build midband for those areas? T-Mobile covers 300 million pops today. And I assume within that 300 million pop count, 50 million of those people are already, have already been deployed with 2.5. Now the 31 million pops, that's an interesting one. I mean, I don't see T-Mobile building 330 million pops. So that's an interesting one to figure out. They didn't disclose that publicly. Again, the midband build is done according to their guidance. They hit 300 million pops, and Mike Sievert said back in September that 50 million pops already have 2.5, which I am confident is a part of the 300 million. But what about the other 31 million pops that are not, disclosed, that are not counted for? Are they going to give us guidance for that? Are they going to even deploy? So that's something interesting. That might be something to ask T-Mobile at a conference. I'm hoping on one of these conferences, these analysts give some good questions and they ask them like, hey, what do you plan on doing outside of the 50 million pops? Which I highly doubt, but that's something that I wanted to point out here today on the channel. 50 million pops covered, radios deployed, can turn on within 2 days, according to Mike Sievert. But the total amount of spectrum that they have from Auction 108 covers 81 million pops. So, very interesting. Very interesting to look forward to. Maybe they do have plans to cover that. We don't know. We'll see, and we'll find out. So make sure you guys stay tuned. If you're new, like, share, subscribe, follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Life, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.